Hello folks, this is Aytan Ajha from InspiredToRise.com and today we have the Coolpad Mega 3 smartphone here with us for a detailed unboxing and hands-on review of the same. So guys, let's begin. So guys, let's first start with the unboxing for the Coolpad Mega 3 smartphone. It comes in this box. You can see the specifications on the back. The exact price of this smartphone is 6,999, not 6,499, and all of the details are visible on the back. Let's just open this device. You can see it comes inside this packaging. You get a clear type screen protector, plastic protector, you get the SIM tray slot opener, you get the micro USB to USB cable, an in-ear type earphone, and you get the USB adapter which charges at 1.5 ampere. So not that much fast, 1.5 ampere. It comes with a 5.5 inch IPS HD display, 720p HD display, not full HD display. On the back you can see after opening that it has a dedicated micro SD card slot and you get triple SIM slots. It supports VoLTE and it supports 4G, but you can use 4G only on one SIM at one time. And the back has a nice finish. It has a nice plastic style of design and not metal. On the left hand side of this device we have the volume rocker for this smartphone. On the top we have the 3.5mm jack. On the right hand side we have the power button for the smartphone in order to boot it up and for other functionalities. And on the bottom we have the micro USB port. This device weighs around 175 grams and is 8.35mm thick. You can see the capacitive buttons on the bottom, but they are not backlit. It also has a front flash which has a diffused flash system, and this device is a little bit thick because of the 3050 mAh battery. It comes with the MediaTek MT6737 1.25 GHz quad core chipset with 2 GB of RAM, and it comes with 16 GB of internal storage and supports expandable storage up to 64 GB. It supports OTG, but in terms of sensors it only has the accelerometer, proximity sensor and the light sensor. It comes with Android 6.0 out of the box, and there is no word yet for Android Nougat update. It scored around 21,194 on the AnTuTu benchmark, which is a low score. It scored around 54.4 frames per second on the Nina Mark II benchmark, which is average score, not that much great in terms of graphics performance, and it scored around 11,474 on the Quadrant standard benchmark, which is also a very low score. Talking about the camera on this device, it comes with the 8 megapixel autofocus rear camera with the f2.2 aperture, and it comes with an 8 megapixel front camera also with the f2.2 aperture. The front camera has a field of view of 80.1 degrees, and the back camera comes with different modes like beauty mode, professional mode, you get the night mode, and you also get options to create GIFs out of this, and sound and shot, all of these features. These are all of the samples that I took from the primary camera. You can see the quality for yourself, the selfie camera, and it's okay, but the colors seem a little bit washed out. And if you see the video that I took from the primary camera, it's limited up to 720p, not more than 720p, and the video that I took from the front camera, it's also up to 720p only, and there is pixelation and compression artifacts are visible on my face and other places. So I would say that it's not the best in class camera. Even the Redmi 3S has a better camera than this. I played Grand Theft Auto Vice City on this one for quite some time, and during the duration of my gameplay I found out that this game was able to run on this device, but when I pushed everything to the maximum possible limit and switched off the frame limiter for this one, this was the result, and the game was lagging and there was jitter everywhere. You can see that the character animation itself is a little bit slow, so that says that this smartphone is not capable for too much heavy gaming, but smaller games would run fine. Now it's time to test the audio playback quality and music for this device. The audio quality was acceptable, and on the small near the speakers we have the small protrusions which enable this device to pump out sound even when it's lying flat on a table. So that's something in terms of design that is really appreciated by people like us. And let's just move forward, and I want to tell you guys that it only has 2 GB of RAM, out of which 1.14 GB or 1.2 GB is almost always in use. The cool UI The newest version of Cool UI is stable, but on this device I found out that when I was screen recording everything, it was a little bit slow, the transitions etc were appearing to be slow, but when I was not screen recording things, it was running smoothly. So I would say that it is a slightly underpowered smartphone for the price, and multitasking etc was okay, but not, I would say, as good as compared to the Redmi 3S. For a price of around 6,999, I guess that this smartphone is a decent deal if you consider the fact that this is a triple SIM smartphone. You can use one SIM, the Jio SIM, and you can use one SIM for your girlfriend and or your boyfriend, or one SIM for your work. So that's a really good case functionality that this smartphone solves, and this is one of the features that might help this smartphone to sell quite a lot. And it also has the CoolPad branding behind it, so that means that it has some sort of reliability when compared to any other Chinese phone. So guys, this was it for this video. In case you like this one, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos like this. More videos are coming soon. So guys, this was it, and no matter what you do, stay inspired to rise.